Welcome in to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. I'm David Simpson. We're on the field here at Bill Morris Stadium, where practice has just ended on this Monday as they prepare for the next game against the Oxford Yellow Jackets. But before we get to that, joining me now is head football coach Jake Ganus. And Coach, Thursday night was tough for the Blue Devils, but before we get into the details of the game day atmosphere here, I know had people tailgating, and there's just a lot of people here early. Talk about that tailgate a little bit.
Yeah, first off, I think we got to credit, Dr. Walters and our administration and everybody that was involved with the game day planning process, from parking, getting people in here and taking care of that. I thought everything was smooth. I'm sure somebody wasn't happy, but overall, I think it was awesome.
Yeah.
We came out down from pregame meal, and you could smell some seafood. And so we walked out there, and a bunch of our parents and Barack's mom, Miss Gabby, was cooking and had some really, really good seafood. And a bunch of the coaches came out there right before we started kind of getting locked in for pregame. And then I looked back out there, and there were parents and fans all out there, and it just was really cool. That's something we've never done here. I think we've done a lot of new things, a lot of firsts, and that was a first. And really excited for that tradition to continue and eat some really, really good food. But just overall was just really happy with how the day, went, obviously, until the end of the game. Thought it was a really, really great day, all the way from the pep rally to student involvement to, our band, cheer, just everybody, everyone working as one. I thought we had a pretty good day.
I thought it was top notch, and people getting here early. I saw people getting here, at 4 o'clock, parking, trying to find a good parking spot, and then the tailgate. Thanks to Miss Gabby and Steve, that was some awesome food for the tailgate. And I hope more people want to start tailgating here at home games here at Bill Morris Stadium. Well, Coach, let's talk about the game a little bit. Obviously, a very big game, the first one, season opener against Gainesville Red Elephants. First half, I don't think you could. I mean, you were in the ball game, had a lot of opportunities. Defense kind of was getting settled. Had that good drive where Bravis broke off that long run. Got in the red zone, and then from there, things kind of started going south for us.
Yeah, I mean, we played really well, especially on defense. Offense, we missed some chances early, and then obviously, we were fourth and a foot, and we had a little snap miscue, and don't get that. I think they ran a stunt right there, and I think we probably score on that play, not just get the first if we catch a snap and go. But so we go down 3-0 at half, man, and still in it obviously till the end. But as the third quarter in the game went along, I talk about complementary football, and that's all three phases working in one. So if my offense is sustaining drives, that's keeping their defense on the field and tired. And so where we were kind of 50-50 time of possession in the first half, because it was a back-and-forth defensive battle, which it should be in a good football game, the third quarter just kind of started that long drive to start the half. They completed a 3rd and 11 and 3rd and 14 that were critical, and they ended up scoring, going up 10-0, and then we end up going 3 and out. And then they drive down again, score, go up 17, and then from there, just the wind was out of the sails, and it was tough just to try to battle back, because that's a really good football team. It's hard. I know if you're in person, you could see how big they were and fast, but tape, I'm not sure how good they look on tape. I know how good they are, and they're ranked 25th in the nation for a reason, and we had our shots to potentially beat the 25th team in the nation. Obviously the final score I don't think was very indicative of the game and how it played out, with the sack fumble and then the punt return touchdown. That's 14 quick points that, made it feel worse than it was. But I was really proud of the guys' fight and their effort, and we got a lot to clean up, and we saw the best we're going to see. Auburn and obviously Oxford and Helena, and then our region, who's going to be extremely difficult as well. But I think pound for pound, player for player, that's one of the best teams that we'll ever see.
Yeah. Going back to the 4th and a foot, so did they give you something you saw in their alignment that made you call that play?
Yeah, so so when we run them out there, we have there's a couple different plays that we can run, and we really, really like the look that we got, and we called the play, and just didn't handle the snap. It wasn't the center's fault. It wasn't really the quarterback, Caleb's fault at all. It's more my fault for not working those exchanges enough. That's not that's not on them. And I told the kids that at halftime, I said, "Guy, that's 100% on me because I knew I was going to run that on 4th and a foot, and instead of spending 10, 20 minutes on it, we need to be before practice letting Caleb catch snaps, after practice letting Caleb catch snaps." And so that's 100% on me, and those are things you learn as a head coach. And write that down. I have a little in-season book that I keep every year, and that's one of the first things because we just getting started. But it's, hey, if we got a special package, work the exchanges because we can work the blocking schemes and all that and be fine. But just 4th and a foot, tense environment, and we just don't complete that snap. And I think he walks in right there.
So going back to the 3rd and long, getting off the field on 3rd down, I know on the broadcast team we talked about that. So when it's 3rd and 13 and you call your defensive play, did they show you anything any different than what you've watched on film? Was any new wrinkles they put in for you?
Yeah, it was tough because we really didn't get to see much of them. They played in a jamboree and then they had a regular season game, but we were watching on NFHS the jamboree, and they were very vanilla, keeping it simple. And then last week versus Marietta, or the week before against Marietta, they kind of were who they were, but they definitely brought out a lot of new stuff. And as offenses grow in the season, we will as well, just like they did. But on the 3rd and 14, they max protected, so they kept everybody in. They ran a 2-man concept. They knew we were going to be a man, which on 3rd and 14, that's probably what you're going to play unless you're going to play like a prevent, 3-high look. But we liked gassing and trying to get the quarterback off his spot, and they made a really good throw, about a 15-yard outbreaking route, and good throw, good catch, 1st down, and they kept that drive alive. And like I said, it was critical, but I really like the call from our defense on that. We just got to execute.
Yeah. Well, on your defense, some of the players, Jagger had a great night. I think he had 17 total tackles, 13 were solo. Cam Mallory, 3 tackles for loss. Barack, Henry, Cam, Bailey, and Josh all with sacks.
Yep.
So your defense really played lights out.
They did.
And had some letdowns when obviously letting them score, but your defense obviously was getting tired there at the end. And depth, how much do you have a 2-man rotation?
Yeah, well, I think every position is different. I think and it depends on who you're playing. Gainesville, they have the same 11 guys that can make 100 different formations. So we had to pick, a rough 11 with some subs that we like to play a 12 personnel look, because they would put tight end hand in the dirt and they'd bring number 3 in, who was 6'5", 220 and could go. He was fast, good route runner. So they'd bring him in as a wing. So now that's a heavier look. Well, now the next play, they're in trips open. So they got 4 receivers, same 11 guys, and we're having to keep the same guys on the field because they go fast when they get, momentum and yards. So we rotated 6 D linemen in total and about 5 linebackers, and then in the secondary, we basically roll with the 5 guys that we felt good with, because number 1 and number 2, their 2 receivers they could go get it. Players. So like I said earlier, that's one of the best teams we'll ever play, and so it just makes it as prep goes on, we got to develop more and more depth. But we're not at a place like Alabama, Auburn, Georgia where you can play 22 guys. We got 16, 17, 18 guys on defense that we feel really good about. And that's a lot.
That's a lot for high school. Yeah, sure is.
And so I'm proud of those guys.
On offensive side, Charlie had a decent night. He had over 100 yards. He was 8 for 16. Bravis Cave Jr., long run. Talk about your 1-2 punch at the running back.
Yeah, I mean, those two, man, I've been excited to see them live. We don't do much live tackling in practice, especially here leading up to the season. But, man, they run hard and they've got great vision, great cuts, and they understand the blocking scheme and where to go. And, Bravis and LeCameron both were patient. And, Bravis hit the long one, but him and LeCameron were 6 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop, guys. And that defense, let's rewind it to last year versus Bishop McNamara. We have 15 rushes for 16 yards total, and we run for about 168, 170 on those guys. And that defense was every bit as good, if not better, overall. So I'm just really proud of the growth from the O-line to the running backs to Charlie knowing, hey, when to give it, when to pull it, and that's something we can definitely grow. I'm not a big moral victory guy, but that was one if you're counting.
It's positives, a lot of positives out of it. Well, Coach, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about Oxford. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Coach, well, Friday night, you head up I-20, take on them Yellow Jackets from Oxford. Can you talk about Oxford a little bit?
Yeah, man, Coach Adams, his staff, they do a really good job. That is another really, really good football team. They're a top 5 6A team. They went on the road to a team in Georgia, Central Carrollton, and put one on them. So this will be their first home game, and I know their crowd's going to be electric, and their new facility is open. This will be the first season with the new facility open, so I just know the excitement and atmosphere is going to be there. But as far as the football team, man, they're a very complete football team. They're really good defensively. They've got Britt at DN, committed to South Carolina, and they've got guys in the secondary with offers. Their linebackers do a really, really good job, and offensively, they've got playmakers all around. Their Power 5 quarterback going to Louisville.
I watched him today.
And he can spin it. Yeah, he can spin it. O-line does a good job, but you can tell they're well coached. It's really easy on tape to watch a team and see when they're well coached or when they're not, or what they focus on and what they don't. And those guys, they do a really good job. So, I mean, it's going to be a huge challenge for us again, but I know my guys, if we have a good week of practice, we'll be ready.
So anything changing on the routine? I know you were off Friday. I'm assuming you gave the team the day off this past Friday.
Yeah.
Do you do anything different, or is it just right back in the same routine?
Same routine. So we brought them in yesterday, watched film, lifted, did a little walkthrough, and then today we had our first real Monday practice, which is a heavy special teams, OD separate group kind of day, and then tomorrow is our heavy Tuesday. You got a win Wednesday, third down, red zone, short yardage, and Thursday's the walkthrough, play the game, and Friday's game day. So we're back on a normal game week routine. Last week we combined Monday and Sunday on Sunday, and then did an abbreviated Tuesday, a really quick Wednesday, and then it was, before you know it, we were catching up. We looked up, it was Thursday, it was game day. So I'm really excited for that. Our kids had an extra day of rest, which was huge, mentally and physically. I know it was a really physical game, but to come out of there with no injuries was.
That's what I was about to ask you. How healthy are you?
We're no injuries from the game. About a miracle, especially like our box guys going against some of those animals. Man, they were phenomenal, and their D line and their O line averaged about 320, 6'5", and so man, I was proud of our guys. We held up, and we're full go. We're ready to go.
That's good. Well, Coach, we thank you for your time, taking the time on a Monday after practice to speak with us. Again, the Blue Devils will be traveling on the road, heading up I-20 to Oxford. Game time is at 7 p.m. 411 Network will go in there around 6:30. If you're following us on YouTube, please check that notification button, and once we go live, you'll be notified on your mobile device. Tickets can be bought through GoFan, and you can buy them there at the game. So we need a big crowd to follow us up to I-20 Friday night to support the Blue Devils. Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is senior defensive back Sidney Walton. Sidney, I know Thursday night was a tough game. Can you kind of give me your thoughts about how the defense played Thursday night?
I would say that we did our best. We gave great effort. I would say all 4 quarters. I would say that we did what we were supposed to do the first half, and towards the end we got gas, and then we started messing up our assignments, and we just ended up not finishing how we were supposed to.
So on third and long, when it's third down and 13, and you know you got to come off the field and they convert that first down, how do you as a senior get the team more confidence to say, okay, we got to stop them this time on 4 downs? How does that come about?
Well, personally, I would say for me, it's just the way that I carry myself and I react to the first down. I feel as though if I get down and I start cussing out the team, that's not going to do nothing but make us play worse. So I try to keep my head high. I always try to keep the energy at a high level and keep it there the whole time and not let it drop. But if they were to convert, I just say, hey, let's get it. We all good. We just got to get off the field this run. And if we don't, we just keep on hustling until we get what we need to get done.
Well, battle number one's in the books. Now we got battle number 2 coming up. Can you talk about Oxford a little bit?
They're a good team. I feel as though we personally got to keep it about us and do what we need to do. If we work our butt off this whole week and we give maximum effort and have great attitude through the whole week, we'll do what we need to do to get the win. And as a team, I feel as though we don't need to focus on the score. We don't need to focus on any plays that happened prior to the play that we're in now. We just need to focus on the down and go 1-0 every single down, and the score will take care of itself.
On the team, being your senior year, have you taken a team leadership role for the offense and defense?
I would say I took a leadership role. I mean, I feel as though everybody has a role on the team, and all of them are equal. So I make sure that I never feel as though I'm above the team. I always know that I can also get checked, but I make sure I check everybody else to make sure we're on the same page and do what I can to make the team 1% better every day.
That's awesome to hear. Now let's talk about the recruiting process. You're committed to Tennessee. Kind of go in, what was the final decision to select Tennessee as your school?
Personally, just being there, the amount of times that I've been there, it just feels as though they operate at the highest level I've seen. I feel as though they treat their players very well. The coaches are not fake. They don't just show me love and then go talk crazy to the players. They are very consistent and they coach hard. And that's just something I realized. I realized their culture is very similar to Moody's. And I feel as though once we win state, they'll see we have a winning culture. And we'll also do the same when I get to Tennessee.
Was Rodney Gardner involved in your recruitment at all? Because he's from this area. He's from Leeds.
Yeah.
He's from Leeds. I didn't know if he had played a part in your recruiting.
Oh, no, yeah, no. He came up here one time to talk to me, and that was after I got the offer, and he was just showing love. He was here with Coach Heupel, and they just had a conversation with me, which I really, really appreciated.
That's great. So we've got a couple of questions off the cuff here to ask you about. What's your favorite class here at Moody High School? And you can't say lunch or gym or anything like that.
I would probably say Coach Kelly's class. He teaches history, and I just like the way he teaches. He real direct about it, and he always keep it real. It's not like you know how teachers try to, you know what I'm saying? So he really real with what he's saying always.
What about favorite food?
Oh, favorite food, steak.
Steak, I hear you.
Steak or Alfredo, always.
Well, there is a good steakhouse up in Knoxville. I'll try to get you the name of that. I've eaten there before going to a ball game at Rocky Top, so there is a good steak place.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
Oh, that's a crazy one. Okay, I would say just off the top of my mind is when I was just strictly a hooper. Just me and my friends played from the beginning of the day till literally like nighttime. And it was raining. It was raining and it was dark and the street lights was on, but we were still just hooping. And it was at my house, and then the moms slowly came and got their kids and they left. That's something that just like always stuck with me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Plans after football. What are you going to do when football's all over, you're not playing anymore? What does Sidney Walton want to become?
I feel like I want to be an entrepreneur. I will, while I'm playing football, I'm going to be smart with my money and my investments and what I do. And I'm going to try to start a business.
I hear you.
Something that's going to push my football career.
Yeah.
And work well by itself on the side. You know what I'm saying? Just so that after the fact, I'll be sitting on something, not only on football, but something that I can build on and also have my kids use.
That's awesome, Sid. One question I was going to go back to your recruiting process. Are you going to sign in December or are you going to wait until February? What's the process there or the plan?
Yeah, my plan is to sign in December and be there right after we win state.
That's awesome.
Yes,
well, Sid, congratulations on this year, being a senior and having that offer and commitment to Tennessee. And we pray for a good and healthy remaining of this season.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is senior running back Bravis Cave Jr. Bravis, tough loss Thursday night. Offensively, first time I've able to see you play, obviously since you came to Moody. Your thoughts about Thursday night?
I think it was a really, really good learning experience. We played a really great team, and we made a lot of things we can make corrections off for the next week and continuous to make corrections off because really good defense, and I don't think we'll see something like that. So I feel like that's a great learning experience for us.
You had a great night on the stats. You had 13 carries for 106 yards, so that's good there. You had that long run, and I was going to ask you, they were running you down. They were trying to, just like they were trying to strip the ball from you. Can you kind of explain that play a little bit?
Yes, sir. So I had, beginning of the drive, I had got one for first down about 10 yards, and then I got stuffed the next one, and I looked at Charlie, I said, I'm about to break this one. So I kind of got my pulling block, and I read off it, cut it backside. I took it about 60. Yes, sir.
That was a great run. I wish you'd gotten to the end zone,
yes,
but things happen.
Yes, sir.
So on the team leadership and the chemistry of the team, as a senior on offense, what do you do to try to keep that going?
I try to just uplift everybody. With our team being younger, like we have a great team, and a lot of the great players are younger. Try to keep everybody uplifted and know like they're a big part of us. So like coming in early or like just going to tell it, let's go hang out, like just getting outside of football, letting them know that it's okay, you know, to explain themselves to us and be, you know, basically a big brother to them. So I kind of just play that role and just uplifting everybody, being a big like leader in the locker room.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
this year you got LeCameron in the backfield with you. Y'all like a 1-2 punch. Do y'all feed off each other?
Yes, sir. We both, I think he's a great running back coming from where he's Oak Mountain.
Y'all both powerful runners. Y'all
Yes,
very
sir.
strong.
Yes, sir. We love it. I mean, I tell him, I say, hey, we're going to be the best backs in 5A. I love it. He go in, run for 10. I go in, tit for 5 and 5 more. I feel like we're a great 1-2 punch. I love it. This is my little bro. I love it.
So do you have any colleges reaching out to you yet about this upcoming season?
Right now, I have Howard and Alabama A&M. Those
Okay.
are the bigger schools I have that's talking to me right now. Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome. That's great. So a couple of off-the-cuff questions here. What's your favorite class here at Moody High School? And you can't say lunchroom or study hall or PE.
I say Coach Davis. He's an English teacher.
Okay.
Coach Davis, yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite food? Your go-to food?
Chicken wings.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
like
go. What,
wings.
boneless or
Nah,
bone
I like
in?
bone in.
Bone in.
Yes, sir.
Because they say boneless is just chicken McNuggets.
Yeah, that's just chicken nuggets.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
I say coming out to games on Friday night, being on the sideline. Like, I just love being around football and older guys. I feel like that really helped me now. So I say coming to games on Friday night.
That's great. Plans after football, when it's all said and done and you hung up the cleats, what's Bravis going to be doing?
I want to own a business for Christian athletes. You know, I want to be a part of something that can help younger people, you know, younger age teenagers and younger adults. I just want to be a business owner, entrepreneur, like something like that.
That's awesome. Well, Bravis, we thank you for your time. I know you're tired after having a hard Monday practice, and we praying for a good game, healthy game Friday night and the rest of the season. So hopefully we're going to have a lot more your name over the 411 network.
Yes, sir.
You getting in the end zone.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I got you.
thanks, Bravis.